Maitland is one of the oldest suburbs in Orlando. It's 15 minutes from downtown Orlando and about 35 minutes from the airport and Disney. It's about an hour away from the closest beach. What have you heard about Maitland, or have you ever lived there? Let me know in the comments. I think Maitland is sometimes overshadowed by its neighbor Winter Park, but Maitland is a city all of its own. Let's talk about all the things that Maitland has to offer, and at the end of the video, I'll mention some potential negatives to living in Maitland. There's Banff Comics and Coffee, which has comics and coffee, of course, but also you can play video games and board games while you're there, and you can also rent board games. For dining options, there's Cappy's Subs, which has a 50s style diner feel. Antonio's Maitland has really good Italian food. The first floor has a cafe and deli, and the second floor is a traditional restaurant on the upscale side. Sourdough Bread House has an amazing Turkish breakfast. For entertainment, there's the Enzion, a movie theater that plays independent movies and some classic movies. You can dine while you watch a movie, and there's also patio dining at the attached Eden Bar. The Enzion also hosts the Florida Film Festival. Little 500 Go-Karts is a small but fun go-kart center that's been around for years. It's a popular spot for birthday parties. Maitland has a few options for nightlife, like Copper Rocket, which is a pub that sometimes hosts trivia nights and other events. There's also Jazz Tastings, which is a great spot for wine, tapas, and live jazz music. Maitland has many neighborhood parks. Maitland Community Park has tennis and basketball courts, playgrounds, indoor racquetball courts, and indoor meeting room rentals. Lake Lily is a popular park in Maitland. They have a farmer's market there on Sundays. Also at Lake Lily is the Waterhouse Residence Museum. During Halloween and a few other times a year, they'll do paranormal investigations of the Waterhouse residence if you're into that kind of thing. Maitland has some other museums like the Maitland Art Center, History Museum, and Telephone Museum. The art and history museums host different events, workshops, and classes throughout the year. The RDV Sportsplex is a recreational facility that has an ice rink, gym, tennis, and more. The Roth Family Jewish Community Center is another place for a recreational facility. They also have a preschool, after-school enrichment programs, and a lot more. Near Maitland Boulevard and Maitland Center Parkway, you'll find a lot of office buildings, so you can live near where you work. Maitland is near I-4, so it's easy enough to get to other parts of Orlando. The commuter rail Sunrail comes right through Maitland. Let's go into the MLS so you can get an idea of what the real estate market looks like in Maitland. Feel free to pause this so you can see how much homes sold for, what their square footage was, home size, taxes, and other stats. This is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 square foot condo in Park Lake Villas, built in 1979. It sold for $186,000. The condo fee is $355 a month. The taxes were $1,400 last year. The condo has a screened-in patio and the complex has a community pool. This 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath townhome with a 2-car garage that's 2,500 square feet was built in 2014. It sold for $350,000. The Homeowners Association fee is $288 a month, and the taxes were $4,760 last year. This 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage pool home built in 1969 is 2,300 square feet. It sold for $450,000. The AC and air ducts were recently replaced. The taxes were $3,504 last year. This 5-bedroom, 3.5-bath, 2-car garage home built in 1985 is 3,800 square feet. It sold for $995,000. The annual HOA fee is $150 and the taxes were $6,636 last year. There have been many updates through this Frank Lloyd Wright inspired home. I'll leave a link in the description for my preferred properties for sale in Maitland. A lot of the homes in Maitland were built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but you'll also find some that were built in the 2000s, and a few new construction homes, but not many. Some negatives to living in Maitland are the traffic, and it's not very walkable either, like most of Orlando. There are some apartment complexes on Orlando Avenue that are walkable to things in Maitland. There's not a lot of big box stores like Target or Costco in Maitland, so for some things you'll find yourself traveling outside of Maitland. It borders Winter Park, Castleberry, and Altamont Springs, which has many shopping centers, so you shouldn't have to travel far for most stores. The median home prices are higher than in Orlando. There are some events in Maitland throughout the year, but not many. If you live near the train tracks, you may hear the train horn in the middle of the night from passing freight trains. I used to live near Maitland and the train tracks. I was able to get used to the horn noise pretty quickly. Oh, here are a few tips about living in Maitland. Maitland is in both Seminole and Orange County. The school zones can be a little confusing. For instance, students who go to Maitland Middle School could go to Winter Park High School or Edgewater High School. I'll put a link in the description for the Orange and Seminole County school zone map and the school's ratings. If you live in incorporated Maitland, you can get a library card for Maitland, Winter Park, and the Orange County library system. Another place to consider is Altamont Springs. Check out that video here and this playlist about other areas of Orlando. Reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.